Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I wanted to talk about my favorite underrated cyberpunk movies. So, about 10 years ago, I did a YouTube video talking about my cyberpunk collection, and then I think I did another video at one point about some of my favorite cyberpunk films. I wanted to just briefly touch upon three movies that I feel not enough people know about, not enough people talk about. I feel like Dante Rene. I don't know if anyone's seen that YouTube channel. Anyway, one of them you'll definitely know because if you've watched this channel at all, the other two I don't know, but I have talked about them all. So the first one I wanted to talk about was Split, not to be confused with the M. Night Shyamalan movie. This is a 1989 really, really cool special effects, very low budget cyberpunk movie. From what I recall, it's about this guy who is jumping from person to person through different, I think, time zones, and this like government agency or whatever knows he has this ability, and they're trying to stop him. Lots of strange things happening, very artsy in a way, things that repeat themselves, little jokes and humor in it, but it's very ambitious for what it does. I think some of the special effects look great, and a lot of people don't know about this one. It's not going to be for everyone because it does have that artsy kind of element to it. It's not like a full artsy fartsy movie, but it's definitely got a little bit of an artsiness to it. And the storyline, I don't remember it being like very heavy or great, but it's very just like an interesting cyberpunk movie. I think at one point it was in full on YouTube, and then you could obviously pick up the Blu-ray as well. It's out by Verboten Video, and I think it got put out as a Vinegar Syndrome partner release as well. I forget which company did that. It has a restoration from the 16mm negatives and a bunch of little interviews and different director's cuts of the movie, different cuts of the movie. So check out Split if you haven't seen it. It's a fun one. It's an old one. It's very enjoyable. Secondly, and I rewatched this again yesterday, and every time I watch this, I just like it more and more. You like Shadowrun or games like that with this like kind of, low life aesthetic? No Resistance. This is a Houston, Texas based cyberpunk movie from 1994, and it got put out by OCN Distribution with Saturn's Core, who is a Vinegar Syndrome partner label. So you can get it online, for like $20 roughly. It's about this character, Dij, who's on the cover here. I think I've reviewed this before on my channel. And he is a sort of like, I don't want to say Johnny Mnemonic, but he's like a courier, not a data courier in his head, but he's a hacker and a courier. And he's, picking up things from people and dropping them off and hacking into places and charging people, things like that. Everything is sort of gritty. It looks like, I think it is a shot on video movie if memory serves, but either that or it looks like shot on video. And everything is very like, low quality, low life kind of thing. And he's going through the neighborhood trying to kind of make ends meet, hacking and doing all this stuff. And he gets wrapped up into this bigger scheme about this virus that gets released. And so it has a little bit of a dystopian feeling. And he's going to like a Chinese restaurant and meeting up with this guy. And like, but it's just a great, how do I put this? For such a low budget film with a kind of small scope, it feels bigger than it should be because they really capture a lot of these elements in such a low budget movie that I was surprised. The music is cool. The characters are interesting. There's these gangs that start to get involved. I think one of them is like a skinhead gang, and one of them is another gang called the Freemasons. And it's just a really cool film. If you don't mind low budget and you like things like Johnny Mnemonic, definitely check out No Resistance. You could see that he pulled from like William Gibson or maybe the Johnny Mnemonic short story, things of that nature, and it's just really fun. So shot on video, low budget, check out No Resistance. And finally, one of my all-time favorite movies, I've spoken about this numerous times on this channel, so this is probably not a surprise for most of you. Nirvana with Christopher Lambert. So this is an Italian movie that came out in, I want to say it was like 95? Oh, it says 2000. I thought it was earlier. Anyhow, I think it was 2000, but it could have been before that. Christopher Lambert's wife leaves him, and he's depressed, and he goes on a journey to try and find his wife and see what happens. He starts to track her steps, and he gets led, and it's all very futuristic, like Blade Runner-y. He tries to find her, and the story starts to unfold. He's a video game creator who are sort of like superstars or celebrities in this world. So he's making this video game, and at the same time, the video game becomes self-aware and doesn't want to exist anymore in this loop of, playing a video game, dying, coming back, playing. So he's trying to erase the video game while looking for his wife. And it has like a deeper meaning to it. He's following his own path to Nirvana. The game needs to get deleted. So they tie in. There's a convergence. I have here the American DVD and the Italian DVD. And the Italian DVD is a little longer. I think the soundtrack is a little more in-depth. And the movie is just better and more serious. It has Italian audio with English subtitles. The American one is shorter, a little goofier because the dub is so cheesy that it takes away a little bit from the film. But and the film is shorter, so it's not as heavy as feeling of a movie. They're still both great. It's just the tone is a little different. I love this movie. I've looked up the director. They made a PC game in Italy about it. I guess it was popular enough. I really hope this gets a Blu-ray one day because this is like really up there for me, along with the movie Elves, not Cyberpunk related. But it's just a great underground kind of film that I think more people need to see. And I hope this sheds some light on it because it's one of my favorites. And it's great for like a snowy night in the winter because the movie takes place during the winter and there's a lot of snow. There's video game stuff, there's hacking stuff, there's like VR goggles and stuff. There's a lot of points they hit in this movie that any Cyberpunk fan would really enjoy. So those are the 3 movies that I feel are very underrated in the Cyberpunk genre that I wanted to talk about. If you've seen any, let me know what you think of them or have thought of them. And if you could recommend any more Cyberpunk movies, pop into the comments and leave me a comment. Thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.